What we are going to do tonight is have a chat with someone who's one of our OGs from the group, which is Nanda Khiara. So welcome, Nanda. So a lot of you will probably know Nanda from sporadic appearances and being around in the early days. But Nanda, do you want to just introduce yourself to the group?
Yeah, sure. Hi, Simon. Hi, Paula. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for having me here, and thank you for inviting me to speak. So I'm Nanda Khiara, as you know, a contemporary fine art artist and a digital artist as well. And my journey into crypto art, as I would say, started in 2017 when I was writing an article in Mumbai for a magazine called G2, covering the London art market and what was happening. At that time, I said to my editors that the future of art is crypto and art. I didn't say NFTs because NFTs wasn't discovered or discussed then. It was called digital art or crypto and art. My editors at that time thought I was talking about the black market, believe it or not. So they reduced my article and then they published everything else that I'd written about Sotheby's, Bonhams, Christie's, and the Mayfair galleries. I did ask the major players, will you talk about digital art and the future or the crypto art? But all of them had said, no comments, we do not believe in it, or we do not have anything to do with it. So that's how I started in crypto art. And I sort of let it go for a number of years, and I moved back to the UK, and then I started again in 2020. So now I am a contemporary fine art artist and a digital artist, mixed media, a writer, a speaker, a storyteller. So yeah, that's a bit about me, Simon.
Many strings to your bow. So one of the things that I wanted to ask you about was NFT NYC, because you attended that recently, didn't you?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, so can you tell us a little bit about your personal experience at NFT NYC? So how it went and what your part to play was?
So for me personally, I really felt NFT NYC was a very big success. I had multiple partnerships and exhibitions lined up for different days and different events, and I was speaking at 4 different events. So for me personally, the journey started like 5 months ago, almost when NFT NYC London chapter ended, the NFT NYC New York chapter started. So I started working on it, and I got my partnerships and my sort of collaborations together. I was very proud to be featured artist for Unstoppable Domains. That was one of my biggest highlights, I have to say. And for Sandy to call me out in the room and get a standing ovation from all the crowd, it was quite surreal. And this happened the morning of NFT NYC before the event started. So that was a really good start for me. In addition to that, I had various partnerships with Keyher, Moonbeam, and Artises and Creativo. So I think there is much more, but I can't remember all the names, Simon. But that was just like overall, I also feel in terms of NFT NYC, I don't like big crowds per se. So I'm a small crowd sort of person. And it suited me perfectly well because it wasn't very hyper. It wasn't, it was more subdued, but it was making more meaningful connections at NFT NYC this year. We did have quite a big buzz around. There were lots of speakers, lots of events going on. So yeah, I think that should summarize how it was for me, Simon, personally. And sort of to put the cherry on the cake, my face was on the Times Square billboards. So that was that was something that made me smile and sort of think, okay, so this was all day one when I sort of got featured in 3 of the exhibitions and partnerships before NFT NYC started on the Wednesday. So this was on the Tuesday. So it was quite nice. It was wonderful for me.
Fantastic. So in terms of Unstoppable Domains, you mentioned something about a partnership that that they had?
I am trying to work with unstoppable domains, and Sandy, as you know, is an unstoppable personality in this sort of field, as we say. And one of the things that was pointed out is, one of the things that was highlighted, not pointed out, is less than 10% of the women are in crypto, 3% have got technological sort of training. So there was a big push about diversity, equality, and inclusiveness. So I think that was something that was very, very important in terms of getting the message across. So I will be working hopefully with Sandy on those things. And likewise, alongside that, we've also got Key-Her or C-Her who are partnered with. So I think there's going to be a triangular partnerships moving forward between the three companies. It would be a combination of education. It would be a combination of digital identity, as well as domains and so on. Unstoppable have just launched a big partnership with the government of Abu Dhabi, where they're working on a partnership of 1 million domain names purely and exclusively for women, and to move it forward. So those were some of the key messages and key ways that I would be working with Unstoppable.
Fantastic. So you said about the number of projects that were happening there. What would you say for you was the most interesting project you saw there in terms of innovation?
Wow.
Big question, I know.
Yeah, that's a very big question. Let me try and sort of pull this all into one. So there was a big sort of push towards crypto and NFTs starting from 2019, 2020. And it really, if you saw the graphs that were displayed, it was really soaring high. And then the curve went down. A similar project, the similar thing happened with Metaverse, where the curve sort of shot up. And now it's on the downhill, especially with AI coming in. Again, with AI, there was a big curve. There is still a big curve for AI sort of being the main topic and everyone focusing on it. But the big question at NFT NYC was, will it follow the same trajectory as the NFTs and Metaverse? There was also a question of people using AI and Metaverse simultaneously in the same, I don't know how to put it, Simon, but in the same sort of phrase, or in the same, as though they're similar or as though they're completely the same thing, which obviously they're not. It's completely different. There is a big sort of question about the future as to where this will be going, especially in terms of Metaverse and AI. And if everyone is jumping onto the wagon, there is, in India, for example, which has got a population of 1.3 billion, it is estimated that 73% of the companies are going to be having the presence and the brands onto the Metaverse. So that is a very big projection that is coming out. That was one of the things that came out in terms of exciting and interesting. MasterCard was there, and the CMO, Raja, I cannot say his surname, but Raja something. I'm sorry, I just can't remember. But Raja himself was like very keen to promote the music NFTs, and he was looking to promote artists, NFT music, NFT digital art, NFT 3D art, VR and AR and more. So those were some of the things that came up in terms of new projects. All in all, though, I think branding had the main sort of stage. NFT fashion was really, really big at NFT NYC. But NFT branding was something that, or rather branding of this new creative face collaboratively, was something that was very big, i.e. you're not talking about an NFT individually. You're talking about an NFT which has got a phygital side to it, as well as a digital side to it, alongside with music attached to it and a fashion brand attached to it, as well as the AR and VR experiences. It's like one brand or one marketing strategy, but one creative person would have multiple different angles to it. So I think those were some of the things that were very, very innovative in terms of how it would go forward.
So it sounds like collaboration is definitely one of the key factors there. Would you say there are any trends that are influencing the NFT space at the moment?
In terms of trends, I would say Bitcoin ordinal is something that everyone is talking about quite a bit. There is also a trend to move towards semi-fungible tokens. And there is also move towards RWA. Again, the lines are very blurred. I don't think it's very clear as to who or what is going to be the next I cannot predict it, but these were the noises, or this is what people were talking about the most. In terms of Bitcoin ordinals, there seems to be a big push where everything would be, you can launch an NFT on the Bitcoin ordinal and make it so unique, like the Satoshi, and say it is one of XYZ or 10 of XYZ or 50 of XYZ NFTs that are being launched. And then, of course, you pay a certain price when you want to launch it, like $1,000, $2,000 per NFT, when you're making it so unique, almost like making it into a currency. So I think one needs to think about Bitcoin ordinals and bring them into the equation. So I don't know, I really don't know where it would be going. In terms of RWAs, RWA seems to be the way forward. Now,
sorry, just to interject, do you want to explain what RWAs are for those that
real world assets? Apologies, real world assets where you're combining an actual physical asset with the digital asset. So far, everyone's talked about NFT and utilities have always been a membership to this, or a special drop, or a reduced price, or something like that. But I think that shift is disappearing because people don't want to wait for 15 months to collect their coins from a particular project. And then eventually it will be converted into something monetarily in the future. People would rather want to see the trend. The market is demanding a trend which is here now and present. And I think that is something that is lacking. And what is the way forward is something that is a big discussion as well, Simon. So yeah, it's a combination of things. I think I covered it all. Remind me if I haven't.
No, absolutely. And we've got a question in the chat about what are Bitcoin ordinals, and I've stuck a link in there, and Paula's got a video where she explains it as well. So we won't spend the time on this meetup going too much in depth, but it's like inscriptions on Satoshis. Yeah, I won't go into too much detail, but yeah, it's like a form of NFT with ordered
it's
Satoshis.
a form of making it so unique, and you spend thousands of pounds launching it, and it becomes like a currency, a mini Bitcoin. If I don't even know if I should coin a phrase right now, sitting here with my group in London, but I will coin the phrase. It's like a mini NFT Bitcoin that is being launched, and you can make it super rare, super unique, or you could just put up a NFT and do it. It is much more pricier and expensive, from what I understand, than minting on Ethereum or Matic or anywhere else.
If you don't mind me just cutting in there, Nanda, it actually isn't as expensive. It's actually fairly cost efficient. There isn't, all you're paying is the miner's fees, is basically all you're paying. Now, that was at the start when they came out, so I'm sure, and they didn't have marketplaces or anything, and people were buying via spreadsheets and stuff. But now that there's marketplaces, they may be charging a little bit. But I know on Stacks, some of the NFT people, protocols on Stacks, have now integrated ordinals on Bitcoin, and they're not charging for minting them.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So there are options there that you're literally paying the fees.
Okay, so it is an education thing that I need to go through personally as well, Paula, because I was told if you want to make it very rare and very super rare, you can pay up to $1,000 to $2,000. So I need to investigate this myself a bit more, but it is definitely something that people are talking about in terms of moving forward. And
definitely. And it's one of the reasons, and in the crypto market, stepping back from NFTs for the moment, and people are saying, oh, the number of Bitcoin wallets is at an all-time high now at the moment. Well, the reason that's at an all-time high is you have to keep an ordinal in a separate wallet because it's a Satoshi and it's attached to the smallest unit of a Bitcoin, that if you keep that in a wallet with anything else, you can easily send the wrong Satoshi to somebody and your ordinal or your NFT is gone, goodbye. So you have to keep it in a completely separate wallet to any other Bitcoin that you have, which means there's a huge increase. I mean, we're at over 2 million mints in ordinals now. So there's been a huge increase in Bitcoin wallets. And people are touting this as part of the new bull run, and just be warned, there's a reason, other utility now on Bitcoin that's making these wallet addresses increase.
Exactly. You know, Paula, you just hit the nail. What was happening in NFT NYC, and it was very clear from a lot of the stages. Someone was talking about Bitcoin ordinals, someone was talking about bringing in the AI, and AI being the new thing, and Metaverse being out, and NFT being out. And they were showing the trajectory, like I said earlier. The graphs were all showing the NFTs first went up, and then boom, Metaverse, and then now downwards because AI is now going up. But will AI come down? And same thing with Bitcoin, it seems to be going up. Will it come down? So all in all, there was a very deep question at NFT NYC as to where is it going? Everyone seems to be sort of grasping onto whatever there can be. And it was actually advised, don't just jump onto the next sort of, how do you call it? The next carrot that's being dangled in front of you. Do your research, be careful, DYOR, as we always say, before you jump into this. So yeah, you're right, Paula.